Good morning, BC. Happy weekend. Doompaul here for episode 14. Today we're going to be going over a couple of things that I wouldn't normally listen to. I go over a lot of rock, a lot of prog, a lot of metal. But some of the stuff here that I'm going to go over today is stuff I don't usually listen to. And feel the need to expand my horizons. I've been picking up some stuff here and there that I wouldn't normally pick up. So going to share those with you today. First, I want to do a shameless plug for somebody in the VC who did an amazing job with a rock trip. It's Greg from Blackmorerules. If I can figure out the HTML, I'll put the link down there. I'm sure you guys all know him, but he did this trip to Sweden where he went to a bunch of festivals and just gave periodic updates. And boy, was that a lot of fun. If you haven't seen them, then I highly suggest you do. It was a load of fun, and it felt like I was on a little mini trip to Sweden. And yeah, he saw some great shows, Black Sabbath, Rainbow, and stuff like that. So, and Iggy Pop. I'll put the link down there if I can figure out how. I'm not swell with HTML, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so to start stuff I don't normally listen to, and mostly it's been a lot of fun, and especially I started with Kraftwerk Autobahn. If you hate this record, there's probably something wrong with you, because it is so much fun. It's ridiculous. Just fun on the Autobahn. And just the whole record is just a lot of fun. I don't exactly know what to say about it, aside from it's just a blast to listen to. 1974. So for 1974, boy, this was avant-garde. They were way ahead of their time. And here on the Vertigo label, which I think is pretty fancy with the UFOs and stuff like that. A lot of fun, really enjoyed it. Early electronic music. I'm not a big fan of today's electronic music, and I think the 80s just sort of drove it into the ground a little bit, but in the 70s it was when it was kind of new, I think it was really quite interesting, and they were taking it in some fun directions. And that's definitely can be said about that record. Second record, I did not enjoy as much. That was El Dorado by Electric Light Orchestra. Sort of a concept album about some guy who flips around in his dreams and stuff like that. Boy, the best I could say about this record is they really, really enjoy the Beatles, and apparently don't mind just shamelessly ripping them off. I mean, I'm pretty sure that one of the songs is just a reworked Across the Universe by the Beatles. Now there were a couple of good tracks. The first one, Can't Get It Out of My Head, and Boy Blue. Boy Blue actually reminded me a little bit of a Neutral Milk Hotel, which I thought was kind of weird because they came long after. But I don't know. This one didn't grab me. But to be honest, this record here came with was a little bit of like the biggest VCLT I've ever had, which was from my good friend Kyle Mann, who also gave me my first record player in many years, a real old one, and he started me on this journey unknowingly by giving me the record player and a box of LPs, and that was in it. I dug it. I've been listening. I started out listening to some stuff I just never would have listened to before, and it's been kind of a blast. Can't say a ton about that record, though. It's just sort of like let's make a Beatles record and not be the Beatles. My opinion. I'm sure a lot of people dig it. According to the research I've done, that's considered to be their masterwork. I found it to be sort of a C-grade Beatles record. I don't know. Third record, Roger Miller, Golden Hits. This is fun. This is a blast. Right, yeah, on the Smash Records. This is a compilation of sort of all of his hits, and boy, just a lot of fun. Every record here is every song here is just a ton of fun, and sort of reminds me of my mom. My mom was a big Roger Miller fan, and my mom was sort of rockabilly before rockabilly was rockabilly, and at the time when I was a teenager, if it wasn't the Sex Pistols, I didn't want to hear it. And now that I'm revisiting some of the stuff that she was listening to, some Hank Williams, some stuff like that, I'm sort of floored, with... She had some good taste. This record is just full of, happy-go-lucky songs, just a lot of fun. And then you get to this song called One Dying and a Burying, which is the most morbid, sad, depressing song you'd ever want to hear. About him killing himself and how people can walk him to his grave. And he just must have been having a bad day. I don't know. I mean, this is coming from the guy that did Chug-a-Lug and, and Do-Whack-a-Doo. And then there's just this miserable song. I mean, look at this guy. He does not look like he's going to be writing suicidal hits, but apparently, I don't know, he just must have had a bad day. I don't know. But the whole thing, I mean, I'm sure you all know Roger Miller. I mean, he's pretty well known everywhere. But I never actually sat down and gave him a good listen to. And I must have spun this a good, 3-4 times, and it's just a blast. I mean, it's sort of, if you're in a bad mood, this is definitely the thing to put on. Now, the final record I'm going to show you was sort of a revelation to me. It was just absolutely fantastic. And not something I would normally listen to. It was... I don't know anything at all about jazz. Don't claim to. Never have. It's never been in my repertoire. But I went to a flea market a couple months back, and there was just a box of records for $1 each. And I pulled out a bunch of stuff that I figured, why not? Some John McLaughlin, some Jean-Luc Ponty, some Mike Oldfield, stuff like that. And, I figured out, why not? And this was in the box, and I don't know why I pulled it out. I think I heard somebody talk about it on the VC one time. And maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't know, but boy, am I glad I did. Dollar Brand, African Marketplace. By this time, he was going as Abdullah Ibrahim after his conversion. This record, holy shit! On the Elektra. This was put out in the 80s, or actually, I think 1980. Wow. If you could bottle joy and put it on wax, that's what this guy did. This whole record is just fantastic. I don't know. He's known for playing keyboard, but he also plays. Let me see here, some soprano sax, and wow, it's really powerful. You often hear about being transported to a place, but I have never experienced it on the level that I have with this record. I guess it's known as Cape Jazz. He's I believe from South Africa, South Africa, and he just does this, and I hate to use the word soundscape, but I'm gonna. He just uses he just plays you think you're in an African marketplace. It's just amazing, and just so happy and so uplifting, and powerful. Just powerful music. I don't know what. I don't know anything about jazz, so I don't really know enough to speak on it, except that if you get a chance, listen to this record. It's been an amazing sort of step-off point for me for jazz. And now I'm sort of hungry for more, and I'm gonna do a little bit of research and see what else is next. I also listened to a couple of clips of Sun Ra here and there, where Space is the Place, which I thought was pretty fantastic, kind of crazy. Cheers. On the advice of a metal theologian who gave me a couple recent records to check out, and I have, and yeah. So that's about it. Just wanted to go over some things that I wouldn't normally listen to, but I'm glad I did, sort of expanding my horizons. So if you guys know some stuff along these lines that I should be listening to, you know the deal. Post them down there. I'll give it a shot. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm planning on it. And I'm off to mow the lawn, which is exciting. Anyway, hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for watching VC, and oh yeah, check out Greg's channel. Alright.